Here in Edmonton and in Edmonton-Strathcona, we're very proud of the men and women who have served their country in uniform. In the Kandahar region, they're serving at terrible expense and great cost. We currently have CF-18 pilots that are part of the NATO mission to defend civilians in Libya from Gaddafi's brutality. These events show we need to be ready for anything, anytime. Due to the neglect from previous governments, we've had to invest heavily in re-equipping our military with the equipment and the training that they need. Our Canada First defense policy is focused on 3 pillars: Canadian defense, North American defense, and international participation in human rights engagements. The earthquake in Haiti shows we never know what's coming next, but we need to be ready to react. And we're very proud of our record in rearming and re-equipping the Canadian forces.
The Canadian military needs to be restructured to be a functional military. That means it has to be oriented towards Arctic sovereignty issues and border issues. It needs to be reoriented towards North Atlantic Treaty Organization and United Nations multilateralist issues. And that is something we have not seen with these untendered contracts for the jets costing $33 billion. We need to reorient the military to make sure that it consists of internationalist impetus and that it's reflected upon open, competitive contracts, and that in the long run, it is secure.
Well, we believe very strongly, and our platform includes the call for a national dialogue on a defense strategy for the future. We think before we make major acquisitions, such as ships and such as military jets, that we should have a clear definition and an idea of where we're going. Is the emphasis on assisting in military events overseas? Is it to help people in case of catastrophes? Is it to protect our Arctic? Is it to protect our coastlines? Is it to protect our border with the United States? So we need a clear strategy. What we're recommending is we need to make sure that our armed forces are well staffed, well trained, and well equipped. Absolutely, we need to be doing that, and we need to go in that direction. But we should hold off on big purchases like the F-35s. There's lots of information now coming to light that the cost may be much higher than the Harper government has revealed. And it's not really clear that, in fact, that may be the aircraft that we need. We say instead, we do know that we're going to need naval ships, and we're certainly going to need coastal ships to be manning our coast for surveillance and also for search and rescue. I had the opportunity to spend time with the Air Force last summer with the SARCs, the search and rescue team. There's no doubt in my mind that as we move towards the Arctic, offshore drilling and increased traffic, that's where we should be putting a lot of our attention. As well, what we should be doing is doing a lot more on peace building through the UN and exercise of diplomacy. Bring the troops home from Afghanistan right now. That's what we voted on in Parliament. We've sacrificed enough of our young women and men. Let's bring them home. Let's put the resources into opportunities that they want to choose to get new careers for them or continued career in the military. But let's put the money into diplomacy, building education, human rights, good governance in Afghanistan.
Under the Green Party, the priority and budget of Canada's military would be shifted to reflect the need for peacekeeping and peace building. Canada's military would be used to uphold the rights and the autonomy of oppressed people around the world, particularly women and girls, to address the issues of poverty and overpopulation. The Green Party supports our men and women who have served in Afghanistan and continue to serve in Afghanistan, but unfortunately they're in a war that never should have been authorized by the federal government in the first place. The mission in Afghanistan is led by NATO, an elite alliance of Western nations, and that's a very inappropriate body to be commanding this mission in Afghanistan. The Green Party supports a UN-led command with greater ethnic diversity and an increasing role of the Afghan National Army that will ultimately inherit the security role of the country.